Hurricane Erin is flexing its might once again, regaining strength as it barrels northward along the U.S. East Coast. This storm isn't just another weather event. It's a massive, sprawling force of nature that could reshape coastlines and test the resilience of communities in its path. And here's the part most people miss. Even though it won't make landfall, its impacts will be felt far and wide. But how prepared are we for what's coming? Let's dive into the details and explore why this hurricane is sparking intense conversations and why you should care. As of the latest update, Erin has intensified into a Category 2 hurricane with sustained winds of 110 miles per hour. While it may not sound like the worst-case scenario, don't let that fool you. Hurricanes aren't just about wind speed. They're about size, surge, and sheer power. Erin is an unusually large storm, meaning its effects will stretch hundreds of miles from its center. Beaches along much of the East Coast are already feeling the strain, with dangerous rip currents, towering waves, and coastal flooding expected to worsen throughout the day. North Carolina is bracing for the worst. Parts of the Outer Banks are under evacuation orders as officials warn of catastrophic storm surges, waves reaching 20 feet or more, that could devastate low-lying areas later today. The North Carolina ferry system has been working overtime, evacuating over 2,200 people and 1,100 cars from Ocracoke Island alone. With the last ferries departing by early evening, authorities have issued a stark warning. This will be your last chance to evacuate Ocracoke before Hurricane Erin's approach. An evacuation order has also been extended to Hatteras Island, where residents face similar threats. But here's where it gets controversial. Despite the clear dangers, not everyone is leaving. Some locals, like Frank Coletta in Rodanthe, are choosing to stay put. Coletta, who has lived in the area since 2009, told CNN that while he isn't overly concerned about Erin, he did take precautions to secure his home. He noted that erosion has dramatically changed the landscape over the decades. In the 70s, the beach was another 300 feet out, he said. Now, many homes stand perilously close to the ocean, or even in it. Mother Nature is undefeated, Coletta added. She's going to eventually win and take these houses. And he's not wrong. Erosion is a natural process, but human activity and climate change are accelerating it. Rising sea levels, fueled by melting glaciers and fossil fuel pollution, are making storms like Erin even more destructive. Barrier islands like those in the Outer Banks are particularly vulnerable. Dave Halleck, superintendent of the Cape Hatteras National Seashore, explained that most beaches on Hatteras Island are in a pattern of erosion. Hurricane Erin's massive waves will only exacerbate the problem, threatening dozens of structures in towns like Rodanthe and Buxton. Speaking of waves, satellites and ocean buoys are capturing jaw-dropping data as Erin churns through the Atlantic. One buoy northwest of the storm's center recently recorded waves nearly 30 feet high. Meanwhile, models suggest that Erin could generate waves exceeding 100 feet in the open ocean. Though these monster waves won't reach the shore, their energy will translate into 20-foot breakers crashing onto North Carolina's coastline tonight and tomorrow. What makes this situation even scarier is the broader context. Erin isn't just a standalone event. It's part of a worrying trend. Earlier this month, it became one of the fastest intensifying hurricanes on record, exploding from a Category 1 to a Category 5 in just 24 hours. Rapid intensification, defined as a 35 miles per hour increase in wind speed within 24 hours, is becoming increasingly common due to warming oceans. In fact, Erin is the 11th Category 5 hurricane recorded in the Atlantic since 2016, an alarmingly high number. So, what does all this mean for the future? Scientists warn that as the planet continues to heat up, hurricanes will become stronger, wetter, and more unpredictable. Even when a storm like Erin drags cooler water to the surface, a process called upwelling, the ocean remains warm enough to fuel subsequent systems. Two areas in the Atlantic currently show potential for tropical development, underscoring the relentless pace of this year's hurricane season. For now, The message from officials is clear. Stay safe, stay informed, and stay out of the water. A high risk of rip currents extends from Florida to southern New York, with conditions worsening as the storm approaches. Rip currents can sweep even strong swimmers out to sea, so heed the warnings and avoid the surf. As we watch Erin's journey unfold, it's worth asking ourselves, are we doing enough to adapt to a changing climate? Should coastal communities rethink development practices in light of rising seas and eroding shorelines? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your perspective.